What are the expectations for Miss Briscoe's geometry class? So imagine you're a senior and you're approaching one of your teachers for a rec letter for your college applications. Would you approach the teacher whose class you acted uninterested, or you were off task, or you were talking all the time, or you were disrespectful? Would you go ask that teacher for a rec letter? Probably not. You're probably going to ask a teacher for a rec letter if you're kind, helpful, hardworking, whoever you were your best self, whoever's class you were your best self in, that's who you're going to go ask for a rec letter. Or another way to sort of get at this concept I'm trying to have you think of is think about the classes that you loved and everything went smoothly, and think about the classes where you were frustrated. Oftentimes kids are frustrated in classes because of other kids' behavior. Are you going to be the kind of student that makes our class a positive place, or are you going to be the kind of student that frustrates other people, that the teacher has to correct your behavior and get on you to do what you're supposed to be doing? So think, you're going to have to go ask your teachers for rec letters eventually. Be the kind of student where a teacher would light up at the thought of getting to write your rec letter. Whoops for that. I have some students that come and ask me for rec letters, and it is my joy to get to brag about them. I have so many good things to say, that they cared about my class and were kind and gave it such a good effort. And then there's other kids that I don't know what I would say about them if they asked me to write a rec letter. I don't know if I could say that I could write them a rec letter because of their behavior in my class. Sort of think about that as you go throughout the school year. Be the kind of kid, be the kind of student that a teacher would light up at the thought of, I would love to write a rec letter about you. It's going to be so easy. I'm going to have so many good things to say about you. So, in general, what are your expectations for your behavior in geometry? Well, first off, respect. Respect your classmates. So that means being respectful of the fact that everybody is here to learn. Everybody is here to do the best that they can do, and if you're distracting or if you're taking away from someone else's learning, that's not respecting them. That's not contributing positively to our classroom culture. So respect your classmates by being attentive and being actively engaged and being on task. Respect me, Ms. Briscoe. Respect your teacher. I love my job. I love getting to teach at Memorial, but I need your respect. So that means listening. That means not talking. That means not being shady and trying to be sneaky. Things like that. Respect the classroom. This is a shared space. We want it to be neat and organized and tidy. So if you are going to have some trash, throw it away. Don't leave it for the next person who's like, whose water bottle is this? So respect our classroom by taking care of your trash, and respect our shared resources. So things like scissors, glue sticks, if you borrow my pencil, if you need to use my calculators, which we're all going to use our calculators. Those are shared resources. Those are things that the school spent money on to purchase. So let's take care of them and put them back in their proper place. Have integrity. Whether that means for academic purpose, like not copying someone's homework, or not cheating on a test, or not sharing information about a test that other people haven't taken yet, that sort of thing. Have integrity, and have integrity for your personal business. So if I confront you about an issue, own up to your mistakes, or don't try to be sneaky, or try to do things behind my back without me finding out. Character is such an important quality, and I want to say, hey, I can trust this person. I can trust this student. I feel like I know that they're going to do the right thing no matter what. So be a person of integrity. Always give your best effort the whole class period. So come in ready to work and giving it your best shot. So it's going to be hard. Math is hard. Geometry is difficult. But don't give up. Don't sell yourself short. And also, when we all give our best effort, that creates a better classroom environment and a learning environment for other students. Don't pack up before the bell rings. Don't decide that class is over before the bell rings. Every minute counts. That's one more minute where you could have asked a question. That's one more minute where you could have worked a problem. That's one more minute where you could have gotten something insightful. But if you check out early, then you're going to miss those opportunities. And then come prepared. Come prepared with your homework. Come prepared with your supplies, with your notebook. Come prepared with the right mental space to work hard and learn a lot. So get enough sleep and come here on time and make getting to class a priority, and don't forget about your stuff and stay organized. The assessment communication policy is once a test has been given, so first period, teachers are no longer going to answer questions, give tutorials, or talk about anything concerning that test. So basically we wanted to make things fair across all periods. So if you're the first class taking a test, you don't get any information from your friends at lunch because you have to take it first period. You're the first group. So we also don't want kids who have the class later in the day to have an advantage. So once the test is given, once first period happens, our lips are sealed and we're not going to do any more tutorials, answer any more questions. Kids chat, and kids later in the day figure out like, oh, there's a problem similar to this review problem on the test. Let me go ask my teacher about that review problem. That's so suspicious. It's not fair. It's not fair to the first period kids who didn't have any sort of insider information about what was going to be on the test. And that means that you need to have integrity as a student when talking to your friends. So don't share test or quiz questions. You're doing yourself a disservice. You didn't get any hints. You didn't get any information. It's so frustrating as the day goes on if you start realizing like kids are sharing and swapping information, and it just compromises the integrity of the test. So don't talk about the test, especially if your friends haven't taken it. And that means the actual specific questions. That might mean just what material is on the test versus what material is not on the test. Some common themes, some types of problems. Basically, don't talk about the test unless everyone has taken it. Some general pre-AP expectations. You are going to need to take ownership of your learning. Students should ask questions, come to tutorials, and use their resources when they need help. Students should communicate with the teacher themselves when they have a concern or issue, and students should stay engaged in lessons, participate in class, and work until the bell rings. So own your learning. You are in control. Over here, we're going to have homework almost every night. Consistent completion of homework is essential for success in geometry. Homework is an opportunity for students to practice, to work independently, to see if they understand the material, and wrestle with the challenging problems themselves. When confused about a homework problem, students should reference their notes, textbook, look online for videos, different resources, call your friends, attend tutorials, ask the teacher questions, but never leave a question blank or unanswered or unattempted. I didn't get how to do it is not an acceptable reason for not completing a homework assignment. And again, we just check homework for completion. So you just have to attempt it. Try to get to an answer. It doesn't have to be the right answer. And then finally, this is a huge thing in pre-AP, you're going to encounter rigorous questions. What that means is students will be presented with questions on assessments that aren't identical to what was presented in class or on a homework assignment. Students are expected to take what they know and apply it to new situations. This doesn't mean that we're trying to trick you. In order to prepare students for a competitive world full of challenges, students should be able to adjust their approach when presented with new constraints, tolerate uncertainty, and work through ambiguity and complexity. Work through frustration to solve problems. If what to do is apparent, if it's like super obvious how you're supposed to solve a problem, then the question probably isn't a very rigorous problem. And part of being in pre-AP is rigor. So what this means is don't think, oh, I did the review sheet. That's all that's going to be on the test. No, we're going to push you and we're going to ask you to apply what you know, that concept, to a new situation. That's not going to be the whole test. It's going to be a smaller portion of the test, but still know that we are expecting you to tackle rigorous questions.